Hello there, my crazy colour pals, and welcome to the final episode, well, maybe, I'll have to see, of my crazy colour videos, but don't worry, I will be doing more DIY hair videos in the near future. I just feel like I've done everything that I want to do with crazy colour, but I will be moving on to different brands. In fact, I've secretly already started, and you guys have no idea, but you'll just have to wait. In other news, I seem to have developed this really stupid side flick in my hair that really won't go away, so I guess I'm just gonna have to do the whole video like this. So, to finish my crazy colour escapades, I've decided to compile all my experiences into one video and basically give you guys the lowdown on how effective these dyes are. Bearing in mind I haven't used every single shade of crazy colour, I'm just working with the ones I've tried. It's also important to remember that everyone's hair is different. Just because I've had a certain experience doesn't mean yours will be identical. This is just a guide, generally, on how these colours work. Okay, let's get started. Firstly, I'd like to mention the fact that Crazy Colour is a brand that really takes care of your hair. It's gentle, there are no super harsh chemicals in them like peroxide. No matter what shade you choose, you're not going to damage your hair with this stuff. It's also brilliant at not staining things. A lot of unnatural dyes tend to stain anything they come into contact with, including your skin, your towels, your pillows, your bed sheets, and pretty much your entire bathroom while you're at it. Not Crazy Colour. It's also worth mentioning that Crazy Colour dyes are strictly intended to be semi-permanent. They're meant to wash out in a relatively short amount of time, and while that's true for a lot of them, some of them you can get surprising longevity out of. And of course, there is a slight risk element, as there is with any dye, that the colour you end up with isn't quite how the bottle made it look. I have to say that Crazy Colour are quite consistent. Usually the results you get are pretty much what the bottle advertised. And if you're looking for cheap hair dye, I think Crazy Colour's a pretty damn good price for what you get, especially because if you have short hair like me, you can get 2 full head applications out of 1 bottle. Okay, let's do it. Let's end the Crazy Colour series with a big ranking of every shade I've ever used, from worst to best, taking everything into account. Bear in mind that all of the following dyes were tested in the exact same way, on bleached white blonde hair with the same aftercare techniques. And here they are! This countdown will include Lime Twist, Bubblegum Blue, Marshmallow, Pinkie Simo, Lavender, Violet, Hot Purple, and Candy Floss. Yeah, couldn't actually find the bottle for that one. Let's go! Number 8, Candy Floss. Well, something has to be in last place, and the pastel pinks of the Crazy Colour world unfortunately fill that space for me. I found Candy Floss to be pretty ineffective in that it didn't produce a very bright colour, even though my hair was bleached beforehand, and on top of that, it completely disappeared after 5 days, even though I took good care of it. So if you're actively looking for something that'll wash out within a week, Candy Floss is great. But for longevity, pick something else. Number 7, Marshmallow. I don't really have anything to say about this except that it was pretty much an identical experience to Candy Floss. Same amount of time before it completely disappeared, and it still wasn't very vibrant to start with, although there was a hint of purple in there which made it slightly more interesting. Number 6, Lavender. This is where the longevity starts to pick up a bit. The lavender dye was a slightly stronger colour than the pale pinks, although for my personal preference it was a bit more towards pink than purple, but that's not the end of the world. I'd say lavender lasted about 2 weeks before I got tired of how faded it looked, so it had a bit more staying power than Candy Floss and Marshmallow, but at the same time, you're not going to be stuck with it forever. Number 5 and number 4, Violet and Hot Purple. I've coupled these two together because they gave me pretty much the exact same results. These shades promised dark purple results, and while I did get them initially, and I really liked it, it wasn't to last. However, like I said in the episode I originally reviewed them, the way these dyes faded was really interesting and not necessarily a bad thing. If you're looking to keep the shade of purple you get right off the bat, you're going to be disappointed. But if you like variety, these dyes might be for you. Both of these shades lasted about 3 weeks at a relatively vibrant colour. I dyed over mine at that point, but I imagine if you'd left it just to fade, it probably wouldn't completely disappear from your hair for at least a month, if not longer. The way these dyes faded was so interesting. I started off with dark purple, and then the main body of hair faded to blue after a few days, which then got more and more pastel-y as the fade continued. But at the same time, in random areas of the hair, I also got light purple, various blues, and in some places a bit of a silvery tone. Consistency is non-existent here, but if you like changing the tone of your hair on a regular basis, you might like violet and hot purple. They never stay the same. And you don't have to do anything to them either. Number 3. Pinkie Simo. Candy Floss and Marshmallow was such a big letdown for me when I wanted pink hair. But Pinkie Simo, that's what I'm talking about. It was neon, a real shocker in comparison to the others. But how does it fade? The neon lasted around a week and then it became a nice pastel-y pink that slowly faded for the next 2 weeks after that until it was way more subtle. I really liked it. It gave me the best of both sides of pink. You got the crazy neon explosion and the gentle pastel tone in one bottle. Number 2, Lime Twist. Oh, did I say Pinkie Simo was neon? Well, how's this for neon? Yeah, Lime Twist is freaking ridiculous. It came out like this alien eye-popping thing from outer space and pretty much stayed like that for an entire month. It did fade, but so slowly that you couldn't really tell until suddenly a month had gone by and it was a slightly more muted version of itself, but I'm pretty sure if you just left it to fade by itself, you would have green hair for months on end. Use it with caution if you don't want it to look too crazy or last too long because it takes bleach and effort to get rid of. But if you like ridiculous colours that you don't need to top up, go for it! And the winner is Bubblegum Blue. I chose this dye as the winner for me because not only did it last over a month like the Lime Twist did, it was also just a great colour. It turned out exactly how I hoped it would. A cute pastel blue that had the power to look great weeks down the line, and as it faded, it got a slight green hue to it, so you got 2 colours in one, like Pinkie Simo. Again, if you left it to just fade to nothing, it'd probably be in your hair for about 2 months, I would guess. I re-dyed mine after a month because I liked it so much I wanted to keep it fresh. And that pretty much sums up my crazy colour experience. This is the end of my adventure with this brand of dye, but I have moved on to the next brand already, so expect more DIY hair videos in the near future. And don't forget to keep asking questions. You guys asked some great questions about hair dyeing and I love being here to answer them, so keep them coming and let's celebrate crazy hair together. Thanks for watching, stay crazy!